from shooting at police to stealing cars.
2 Milwaukee men are now charged in connection to a crime spree.
The officer, you know what I'm saying, he lost his life in the high speed. Like, how you feel about that shit?
Stop trying to chase us, nigga.
Welcome back to another episode of Tru-Street TV, where we cover everything street related. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and let's get right into it. Today's story brings us back to my favorite city to cover, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You may know Milwaukee from being home to Giannis and the 2021 NBA champions.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
But besides that, a lot of people hear of Wisconsin and they think there's not much going on there. But if you're in tune with Milwaukee, you know that couldn't be further from the truth. Now let's talk about the man who brings us here today, 26-year-old Joe Card Brooks, or better known by his rap name, Solowke. Solo is from the north side of Milwaukee, which we've spoken about in previous videos. The north side is the most dangerous and gutter side of Milwaukee. I was shocked to find out Solo is only 26 years old, as I've been hearing his music since 2017 when he was only 18 or 19 years old. Solo attended church regularly and used to play baseball throughout middle and high school, and he was known for being a smooth ladies man type of guy. He was also well known for his unique cadence as he speaks with a slow pace.
Wrong side of the street, me please. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bullshit.
He was friends in school with Milwaukee rappers the MT Twins as well as Sheck West, whose hit single Mo Bamba has over 400 million views on YouTube today.
Like my nigga Mo.
Solowke?
That's my boy, Solowke.
Solo's rap name actually used to be Car Ahead, and he began dropping music videos in 2016. He didn't jump off the porch until he was 18 and out of high school. Like many Milwaukee youth, he was influenced by the people around him and began wanting to make money in the streets. He would begin hustling in the streets and scamming and going on high-speed chases. He was a part of a group called Bronin Breadwinning with rappers T-Bands, Big Foreign, and Cam Curry. He also hung around guys like Big B, Crazy K, Big Tone, J Ballin, Lil Davey, and others I'll mention shortly. Solowke's music in 2016 wasn't getting much buzz until December when him and LBM One Way released I'm a Boss Baby. This was a big song in the city and it would set up Solo's run for 2017.
I'm a boss, baby, I ain't like your ex, I don't talk, baby, Burberry. I'm a big homie, dripping sauce, baby.
He would start off with a collab song with Bronin Breadwinning. This would be his last song with them as he went on and began making songs with One Way. Solo, One Way, and Mullah Mar would release Speed Up February 7th, and it was quickly Solowke's second best song, and he realized he'd be better off rapping with LBM. One Way and Solowke would drop again in March before releasing Federal in May with Lil Joe and Solowke Lil Homie J Ballin.
Baby J and Brennan told me stack on them long nights. We in the Vino slapping hard as hell, having phone fight. Me and bro really came from nothing, now we key wrote it.
Big Tone and Big B also appeared in this video. He would quickly become one of the hottest rappers in Milwaukee. Like many other Milwaukee rappers, this would put him on MPD's radar, and they attempted to pull him over, and he would take them on a high-speed chase. He would be caught with weed and a gun in the car. He would be released on a $2,500 cash bond a few weeks later. In July, him and One Way would release East to the North, and 2 months later in September, Baby J and Lil Davey would be arrested after another high-speed chase. Lil Davey would be released on a signature bond, and Baby J would bond out for $2,500. Solowke would drop 3 songs in this month of September, the first being First to the Third, which went crazy in the streets with around 400k views today. A few weeks later, on October 8th, Solowke, One Way, and J Ballin will release Fucking Up the County, and this will be the last time we would see the group together in a music video, as Lil Davey, Crazy K, Big B, and Tone were all in the video. Solowke will miss court 2 days later on October 10th for his high-speed chase. He will begin to go on the run after this, and the group would quickly crash out. The group will start getting investigated by the police after October 24th when police were shot at by a fleeing vehicle after attempting to stop them. 3 days later, members from the group would steal a BMW X6 from a gas station as the owner was trying to go pay for the gas. On October 29th, a man named Darius Rose was killed outside of North Bay Shopping Mall while sitting in his car. The shooter is seen on camera in the same BMW stolen just days earlier. The shooting happened around 9 a.m. and no suspects were identified at the time. Police somehow tied Crazy K to these events and staked out his house on November 2nd. They would arrest Caleb Virgil and find the second stolen BMW and one of the guns used in these shootings while searching his house. November 10th, a warrant would be issued for Lil Davey for a high speed and a shooting. shooting, and only 10 days later, tragedy would strike. On November 20th, as 20-year-old Xavier Barfield was chased down and shot to death. His passenger would survive the shooting and describe an Infiniti Q50 chasing them with someone shooting an AR-15 out of the sunroof before Xavier was struck in the head and neck and killed instantly. Police would find his stolen Infiniti and discover Baby J's fingerprint in the backseat of the car. Milwaukee police would hunt Baby J down and arrest him a day after the shooting. Police will start fully investigating this group and tying them to several shootings as well as the 2 murders. At this point, Solowke is on the run after skipping court for his high speed. Lil Davy is on the run for the shooting that Crazy K got locked up for, and Baby J and Crazy K are both locked up in the county jail. Just weeks later, on December 7, 2017, Lil Davy would be found asleep at the wheel of an Infiniti G35 parked at Marshall High School, and police would break his car window and quickly arrest him, recovering $8,000, 3 handguns, and an assault rifle out of the vehicle.
Pickens was later nabbed in the parking lot of Marshall High School. He was asleep at the wheel when he was awoken to police breaking his window. Reports indicate Pickens wanted to then grab the gun and shoot the officer.
Solo will make a bold move, releasing I Ain't Gon' Front My Shit the same day Lil Davy got arrested, as they can be seen in the video waving around assault rifles, and Solo specifically shouts out Davion as being his shooter in the song.
And Davy, I'm my little shooter, put him in a casket.
This was a crazy move by Solowke, as the group was already hot in the streets for the shootings and all the rumors, and the song went crazy as it sits well over 1 million views today. And then the next day after that, on December 8th, Solowke and Big B would release Draft Pick.
Free Crazy K, free Baby J, nigga, I'ma say it every time today, free his ass, my boy innocent, nigga.
Milwaukee police would catch up with Solo within days, as well as Big B, charging B with possession of THC and a firearm as a felon. They must have also ran in Big B's crib after the shootings, as he was also charged with maintaining a drug trafficking place. Since October, there were so many different shootings and high-speed chases, police had trouble piecing the case together, and in March of 2018, Crazy K was charged with the 4 different shootings and the high-speed chase. Solowke will go to trial a month later in April, and this trial would end in a mistrial. The court gave Solowke a signature bond, and he was back on the streets around April 14th. After getting out, he would quickly drop, finally released on April 30th. He would hint in the song that police were attempting to place all of them in a group and tie all of these shootings together.
What's up with Baby J and B? Are y'all a group? Did you hear the word on the street?
If Solowke a fucking group, come and die this They know that's me, bitch. Can't you read, bitch? I hope you see this. We don't do no groups or no motherfucking please, bitch.
He would drop his debut mixtape, I Ain't Gon' Front My Shit, weeks later, which was a good tape. He'd spend the rest of the year dropping videos to these songs. He would do an interview with DJ Jerry on July 3rd, speaking on the high-speed chase.
What happened that day you was in the high speed though? Because niggas said you had took the motherfuckers on one.
Wrong side of the street, me please.
Solowke also spoke on a police officer that died in a chase.
The officer, you know what I'm saying, he lost his life in the high speed. Like, what's how you feel about that shit?
Stop trying to chase us, nigga.
And just a week after this interview release, Solo would be brought to jail on bail jumping charge after prosecutors seen his music videos. He would post a $5,000 bond the same day. He would release All the Smoke soon after getting out.
I'm the smoke man, dog and a dope man. If I can't get close to you, then I guarantee that bro can. Free Baby J, nigga, free B, nigga, free Lil Davy, free Crazy K, nigga.
On a month later, in August 12th, him, One Way, and Lil Joe would release Federal Part 2, this time featuring Lil Trey, as Baby J was in jail on murder charges. Solowke will go on the run from the police again, not going to court on the 22nd of August. He would release Out of Order video days after this. He would also drop Fuck the Cops 2 months after going on the run.
I ain't gonna lie, me and my boys, we all was hot. Phone fights and big bags got all us now.
Big B would also plead guilty to his charges this month, but oddly enough, he wouldn't be sentenced, but we'll speak about that in a minute. Solowke would link up with Chicago rapper OTF Timo and drop a song together.
First time I ain't aim, I just start blowing. Second time I got up on him, left his ass snoring.
Third time me and B said this shit normal.
Police would eventually catch up to Solowke on January 14, 2019, after 3 months on the run, and his bond would be set at $35,000. Baby J would plead guilty to reckless homicide a month later in February for the Xavier Barfield killing. Solowke would accept a plea deal for 2 years in prison for the high-speed chase and 2 years in prison for the bail jumping. He would also be given the opportunity to complete boot camp, which would cut his sentence in half. A day after Solowke was sentenced, Big B's lawyer will put in a motion to seal his case, which is kind of suspect. On top of that, he will be released on the $25,000 signature bond just a week later, even though he pled guilty the prior November. His name would show up on the Baby J and Lil Davy's case filing, showing him as a witness. Davion would plead guilty to all of his shootings and drug cases from 2017 and receive 17 years in prison, not yet even being charged with Xavier Barfield's death. While out on this signature bond, Big B would catch another case, being charged with another high-speed chase and a firearm. So we're at the end of 2019 at this point. Solowke has been given 4 years in prison, Lil Davy has received 17 years, and Big B is facing a lot of prison time. Crazy K is still fighting the 4 separate shooting cases, and Baby J is still awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty to reckless homicide earlier in the year. In the beginning of 2020, detectives felt they put together enough evidence and would charge Crazy K with the Darius Rose murder and Lil Davy with the Xavier Barfield murder. Solowke will be released from prison around March 2021 after completing boot camp. He would instantly release Out of Sight, Out of Mind, addressing everything that was going on.
Posting articles about homicides, talking about they hate me. Investigated, I ain't do this shit like fuck y'all trying to make me. You got shot, you know who did the shooting. Did you go and shoot him? Free Lil Davy and it's free Lil Crazy. No, I ain't recruit him. While y'all keep saying Solowke a group, y'all watch too many movies.
He would also drop a DJ Jerry interview this same day. People in the city were under the impression that Solo had 8 years and he got out too early, accusing him of snitching, which he denied in the interview. He would go on to drop a few big music videos until July, when he decided to link back up with OTF Timo. He would get backdoored by Timo, and Cash Gang Key would rob Solowke and Big Tone for their jewelry. Solowke would diss Timo and Key and No Auto Timmy shortly after this.
Hey, if I upload Timmy B on, he gon' kill it. He gon' kill it. If I see Keenum in traffic, I'ma flip it. Hellcats and track crops, we be
Lil Davy would begin sending shots at Solowke on Facebook through his older sister, posting a proffer agreement that Solowke signed with the prosecutor back in 2019 while in prison. A proffer agreement is pretty much when you sign a deal to cooperate with law enforcement to receive leniency in your own sentencing. Solowke would drop Death Before Dishonor April 2022, dissing Lil Davy.
If a nigga told on you and you had that shit on paper, would you wait 10 months or expose that he faking?
And Big Tone.
I used to spin every day for a nigga off for right.
He would actually post his proffer agreement in the video showing the statements he made, which said that Crazy K and Davy couldn't have been the shooters. So yes, he admitted to signing the deal, but denies actually giving up any information besides identifying them. Lil Davy was sentenced to an additional 17 years for the Xavier murder, but it was ran concurrent to his original sentence, so he's really only doing 17 years in total. Baby J will receive 5 years in prison for the Xavier Barfield murder, and Crazy K will be sentenced to 15 years in prison for the Darius Rose murder and the 4 shootings. Solowke will go on to continue dropping music. He is back in prison today on unknown charges. He's set to be released in August of 2025. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
I never make a statement or negotiate. DA said I've been in shootings, please name drop.